Well, hello. In the last video, we submitted data from our Android application in our database, right? So in this video, we'll read this data in our Android application. So first of all, let me create another activity to read data. So new activity, I'm gonna make a new empty activity, and I'm gonna write data activity, right, and finish. So let it finish, and let me just insert a button under this to open that activity, and we'll give id c data, and the text will be c data, right? So let's map it. Button underscore c data and underscore c data, right? Now let me just button underscore c data dot set on click listener new on click. I'm gonna start new activity, start new intent this, and we'll pass main activity dot this and data activity dot class. So to show data, we are going to use RecyclerView. If you don't know what RecyclerView is, I probably have a video or maybe a video series about RecyclerView. You can find it there as well on my channel. I try to give a link to that video in the description below, right? And you will probably find that on the I button as well. So let me create a RecyclerView first, and to do that I have to first copy a dependency, actually insert a dependency from our project structure. Go to project structure, dependency, and click here for plus library dependency, and either you can use design dependency or material dependency. I'm gonna use design for now. Design and material will both will support RecyclerView, and RecyclerView itself has a dependency of itself as well. So let's search RecyclerView, right? So let's just import that in our project. Okay, so where is it? Yeah, RecyclerView dependency is inserted. So go to XML now and let the Gradle sync itself first. Go to this layout, and should I keep it constraint or should I change it? Let's keep it constraint. Alright, and now let's call RecyclerView. Width will be match parent and height will be match parent as well, and ID will be RCV, simple one, right? So let's go to a data activity and private RecyclerView RCV, then private RecyclerView dot actually we don't need to do anything else. RecyclerView dot adapter RCV adapter. Right, now let's initialize our recycler view. RCV equals to find view by id, r dot id dot RCV. Now RCV dot set has fixed size equals to true, and RCV, okay, we have to create a layout manager here. Linear layout manager equals to new linear layout manager, this, right? And RCV dot set layout manager. Now we have to make an adapter class which will name RCV adapter, right? This adapter will extend RecyclerView dot adapter, and inside which we'll have RCV adapter dot view holder. Now press alt enter and implement methods. We'll implement all of these three methods, and we don't have a view holder class, so let's alt enter and create a class view holder, and it will extend RecyclerView view holder, right? And let's make a constructor inside that as well. Now go to data activity and make an object of that RCV adapter class. RCV adapter, which is the variable we have declared, equals to RCV adapter. Okay, new, I forgot new RCV adapter, and we'll pass something later, right? We first need private array list and array list. We are gonna make a setter getter pojo class for this. I'm gonna name it user, and we'll take two strings, name and email. Right? Now alt insert, we're gonna create setter and getter for both of them, and we're gonna create a constructor as well for both of them, right? So go to data activity class again, and we'll initialize our array list equals to new array list, and we'll make this array list as a type of our user class, right? And we have to pass this array list right here, and alongside that we'll pass get context as well, get application context, right? Now alt enter, and we'll create a constructor here, and we'll create two private variables. First is of context, and the second one will be an array list of type user. Now this dot context equals to application context, and this dot array list equals to array list. Now down here, instead of return 0, we'll pass array list dot size, right? Now again go to data activity. We have to fetch data in order to show data, right? And let's fetch them first. So we'll create a method called fetch data, right? And create method right here, And to fetch data using Volley, the method is similar, process is similar. We have to make requests, we pass that request in a request queue. So let's do that first. We need a URL, of course, string URL. I'm not gonna make URL for now. Now we need request queue equals to volley dot new request queue and context. String request equals to new string request. First parameter is method, so request dot method dot post. Second one is URL, and the third one will be response listener, right? And we also need an error listener as well. So we are not passing anything this time, so we don't need to make hash map. So below it we'll just pass a string request inside our request queue. So request queue dot add string request, right? So now let's make an API. First, let's create a new file, get users.php, open PHP tag, include db.php file. We are not passing anything, so we don't need to add any post variables. So let's make query equals to select star from user, right? Now $result equals to mysqli underscore query $connection and $query, right? Now connection variable, by the way, is in db.php file. So now if let's make another variable, num variable equals to mysqli underscore num underscore rows. If these results have some values, this num variable will not be 0, right? So we'll pass result. If $num is greater than 0, we'll move ahead, while $row equals to mysqli underscore fetch associate. Something's wrong. Well, something's definitely wrong. Let me see. Fetch associate is the right keyword, then why it's not showing anything? Let's pass $result, and if something's inside row, which is will take a variable called val, and it's an array type of variable, and will pass response equals to success. Means there is something inside this variable, right? We got some response from database, and we'll take val data equals to $row. We'll pass that row inside this variable now, and outside this while, let's echo and write JSON encode, and we'll pass $val inside it, right? And in else block, if we get nothing from database, we simply pass val response as equals to no data, right? And we'll echo JSON encode, and we'll pass $val as well. I think something is wrong with this mysql fetch associate. Let's google it. mysql fetch associate function. So let's see, the spelling is correct, I think. No, yeah, it's not correct. Definitely. Yeah, now it's perfect. My bad, it's a silly mistake, right? So let's save this. We have made the API. So to check if our API works or not, we can go to Chrome and check it ourselves by writing this URL. Right now, copy this URL. It's definitely giving us some data, so it should definitely work in Android as well. So we have passed URL, and we'll log response. No, not for now. We are getting, as you can see, we are getting an object, JSON object, inside which we have an array called data, and inside that array we have JSON, we have an object as well, right? JSON object. So we'll write the condition. First, let's take JSON object. JSON object equals to new JSON object, and we'll pass response to that object, right? And we have to put this into try catch block. Now if our object's response is success, then we'll move ahead. So if JSON object dot get string response dot equals success, then we'll show data in our else. Let's make else block as well. We'll toast that sorry, no data in database. Now let's get back here. From JSON object we have to fetch this array called data. So let's take JSON array equals to JSON object dot get JSON array, and the name of that array is data, right? Now we'll loop through this array for integer I equals to 0, I is less than JSON array dot length and I plus plus, right? So we again need a JSON object, because inside this array we have data in the format of object, right? So JSON object jo equals to JSON array dot get JSON object, and we'll pass I in that. So now we'll take two strings. String name equals to jo dot get string, the name will be name, and the same manner we'll take a string for email as well. Now let's take a string for ID as well, ID, right? And in user object let's create a field ID, string ID, ID and ID, and let's create a getter setter for ID as well, right? So now let's take an object of user class. User equals to new user, inside which we have to pass three parameters, that is name, email and ID. So first is name, email and ID, right? So now we have array list, so we have to pass this data inside our array list. Array list dot add user, right? And we have to clear this array list first, so nothing bad happens because of the cache. So we have to set our adapter inside to our recycler view. RCV dot set adapter RCV adapter, right? And well, if anything changes, if some data is inserted or edited, we have to write RCV adapter dot notify data set change, right? So now inside this RCV adapter class, we have to make a view equals to inflator dot inflate. Why is not giving me anything? Inflator dot layout inflator. Let's write dot inflate. Okay, yes, I'm sorry, I'm giving wrong syntax. Inflator dot from. No, I'm making a mistake right here. It should work. Why it's not working? Inflator dot inflate inflator dot from parent dot inflate r dot layout dot we have to create a layout file to show our data, so let's create that first. We'll name it item, and first we change this constraint layout to linear layout, and the height will be wrap content, and orientation will be vertical. So let's take a text view first. Wrap content, and wrap content width will be match parent, I'm sorry, right? And text will be name, alignment will be center, padding will be 5 dp, and ID, obviously ID will be item underscore name. Why is giving us error? Okay, so let's use gravity. It's saying that to support all version we have to use gravity, so let's take gravity. I don't mind, right? So let me copy this, and instead of name I'll say email and item email. That's it. So we have to inflate this layout item here, and container and false. I don't know why it's giving error. Inflator dot I'm surely forgetting something. Let's Google it. I don't know what is it. Inflating layout in RecyclerView adapter. I'm forgetting a syntax. I think which is silly thing to forget. So let's see. Layout inflator equals to context get system service layout inflator service. Okay, so let's try this way. Yeah, no, let's find it in other link. View holder, yeah, here it is. Layout inflator from parent. Yeah, I'm writing correct syntax. I know that, but I don't know why. Let's change it to layout inflator. Layout inflator parent dot. Actually, we have context here, so we don't have to pass parent. We can directly pass context here, right? And instead of container, we have to write parent. So I'm sorry, that was my mistake. I forgot the syntax right here. In order to not forget it, you have to practice it, right? So I advise you to practice, do not forget it. So we have to return view holder here, view holder, and we'll pass this view inside this view holder. RCV adapter dot view holder. No, why it's not working? View holder, it is okay. Yeah, we have to insert new. Actually, the thing is, from past few months I've been working with Kotlin. So in Kotlin there is no new keyword, and there's a lot different things than Java, and that's why I'm forgetting syntax of Java. So I'm sorry for that. So we have our layout. So now in view holder we'll declare two text view for TV name and TV email. So we have to find view by ID. So email equals to item view dot find view by ID r dot ID dot what was the ID I gave, item email, right? ID dot item email. I'm sorry, I'm having a little problem with my throat. And TV underscore name will be item view dot find view by ID r dot ID dot item name, right? So in onBind view holder we take a new object of user equals to new user, and we'll pass array list and position. Am I writing correct? Again, I'm forgetting a syntax right here. We don't need this. User equals to new, I'm sorry, new user, and inside which we pass this array list. I think the object we get from array list, right? Array list dot get position, right? Why is telling me to create a constructor, right? Okay, we have to create a blank constructor here as well. So now we have to set this value inside our text view, holder dot tv name dot set text. By the way, there's nothing like setter getter in Kotlin, right? There is, but you don't need setter getter methods in Kotlin, so that's why I forgot this as well, so I'm sorry about that. So user dot get name, right? And the same way, holder dot tv email dot set text. Okay, now it's item view are declared. tv email dot set text user dot get email, right? So that's it, we don't need to do anything else. Let's run our application and see if it's working or not. Okay, as you can see, our application is running now. Let's enter some more data. abc@gmail.com and name will be abc. Submit, and let's go to see data and see if it is giving us something or not. Nothing for now, so there is something wrong with something. So let's first of all, let's log response and see if we are getting some response from server as well or not. So let's run our application and let me check first if we have 2 rows of data in database or not. Yes, we have. So let's check if we are getting something in logcat as a response or not, right? Why it took this long? Okay, see data. Okay, we are getting data, that's definite. Here you can see response success and data. We are getting data, but we are not showing anything in our recycler view. So we can do one more thing. We can set our adapter after adding data in a released, right? We don't need this line. So let's rerun our application and see if after setting the adapter after adding data in array list, if it is working or not, right? Because it's surely not showing that this toast that no data in database, because it is giving us a response, right? So definitely, let's see, still no data showing on recycler view. So let's go to our cp adapter. Okay, I think everything is perfect here. I don't know what is wrong. Item email, yes, it is item. Okay, let's toast here if we are getting something from uh, the array list or not. Let's see that. Let's make a toast and we'll toast array list. Okay, we already have user object user dot get email. Let's see if we are getting something here or not. Okay, there is a blank toast. That means somehow the data we get from our database is not being added in array list, right? So still not working. No, not working. So I'll check on it and I'll make another video about what is wrong with this thing. So it is because it is a long enough video, so I'll see you guys in the next video where I'll explain what is wrong with it. I'll find something and I'll also tell you how I found something like this, something which was not right with this, right? So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.